So, been a while. Welcome back. It's kind of like I'm saying that to myself. I've been busy, focused on a new project, a video project, and I only have the brain space, the mental ability to record video like once a week. So our once a week video recording days have been focused solely on this project. You'll see more about that when I'm ready to talk about it, when it's closer. And that means I haven't been doing any hanging out with the YouTube homies. It is Sunday, it is cloudy and kind of wants to snow a little bit, but not a lot, just maybe a little. And I don't know, I'm feeling antsy. You ever get that? Can't hang out in the same space for more than 24 hours because you just gotta go do something? That's where I'm at today. So we're going to try an experiment. I have no videographer today. I am a solo, and we are going to attempt to go take a picture and make a print. I have no preconceived notions about how this is going to go, but I know I want to take pictures today. And if I'm going to take a picture, I might as well do the thing that I do, which is make prints. So we're going to see if we can get my life in order a little bit and go do that. There will be coffee because I am insufficiently caffeinated, and I could make myself a coffee here, but I'm feeling like doing some warm up and taking photos of coffee in one of the cool coffee shops downtown might be part of the vibes, you know? So let's go do this. It's gonna be great. Come on. Yeah. Check this out. Definitely gonna use this camera today. Been shooting a lot less film recently. Been really feeling the digital vibe. It's easier, it's faster, it's less expensive. And I did a year where I shot a shitload of film, and now I'm shooting way less. So that means the X-Pan has been sitting sad on a shelf over here, and that's okay. So today's gonna be a digital experience. At least while I get warmed up, at least while we get going. And then if I switch then to film at some point, great. But I'm not gonna force myself to do the thing. I just want to take pictures. So we'll grab this camera and we'll go for a little wander. I should probably put a strap on it, huh? So much easier to juggle things when there's a strap. You can just hang the camera on your shoulder. So I'll stick a strap on it real quick and then we'll go. I hate that about camera straps. I gotta be a total nerd. And then you take this and you throw it. Stupid lens cap. All right, let's get out of here. Ooh, spooky. I'm into that. I've got the camera in complete idiot mode. This is my first shots on it. I'm used to living life with the 28mm, and this is not that. This is the 23, which is I don't even know what the equivalent is of that. You know? 23 times is it 2? No, that's micro four thirds. So times 1.5. That's mental math I don't have in me today. Let's underexpose this by a skosh. Oh my God. Can we just talk about, okay, listen, these cameras are so overhyped. So overhyped. But already, in the 30 seconds I've been using it, I love it more than its weird, unappreciated stepbrother, the XT50, which I also have. Just from those first 2 frames, it's so much better to use. Looking at the real world through this optical viewfinder is so much better than looking at the world through an EVF. Not bad. Not great. Not bad. I was trying to photograph a buddy who was driving by in his car there for a hot second. I realized that as I was pressing the shutter, it wasn't making the noise, which means that there's probably some sort of stupid focus setting. Like if it's not in focus, it won't fire, that I have dialed in right now. So a bunch of those photos that I think I was just trying to take, I don't think I actually got. Oh my God, look. I think this is a trap. A pumpkin spice latte. Just waiting for me. Figured it out. The electronic shutter speaker noise, that's just from a speaker, is louder than the noise from the mechanical shutter. So when it's using the electronic shutter, I can hear it. And when it's using the mechanical shutter, it's much more subtle, like a Leica, which is cool. I've already walked by like 4 coffee shops. I'll just keep going till I get cold or want a break. Just see what we see. Ooh, yeah. I don't know, apparently I'm feeling symmetry today, so, you know, just see what we see here. A little bit of blue sky. Dig. Best yet. Sorry, that's kind of close, isn't it? A little asymmetry. Let's try this. 1. That's kind of more what I was feeling. Get her. Might as well. For my photography degree capstone, I did all automotive photography and had a lot of fun with it, and now super can't be bothered. But look at this car. Yes. It's a little wide and also not quite wide enough to really do the... God, I love being able to spray and pray. Frickin' stellar. The hard part's always omitting the stuff from the background. And then fastback, fuck yeah, that's too sick. Let's see if I can move the focus point a little. Sorry, wrong number of hands. Oh yeah, I'm feeling this. Goddamn. She look good. I would drive this car. I would. And I know that I'm on closer television right now, so I'm not gonna get too close. This is actually the same shot that I take my cars to. So let's get a shot for them. Go vertical here. This is gonna be a little weird for you. I'm gonna try and do this. You know what that is? That's a sun flare. You know what that means? F11 and be there. Boom, 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 boom. I did figure out single point focus. Boom, boom, boom. Love that shit. Okay, back to a reasonable aperture. This little patio is one of the best kept secrets in Flagstaff. Outside, well, inside, late for the train coffee downtown. And it's cold outside, so I have the whole place to myself. Got a little muffin, got a little coffee. It's in focus. Dude, come on. This camera, I hate to be the kind of person that agrees with the hype or like helps hype up a thing because it's just a thing, but also it is truly vastly superior to the X-T5 and the X-T50, assuming that you don't need to switch lenses. If you're fine with a 35mm equivalent focal length, it's really a joy to use. Oh, I hate being that guy. I really wanted to hate this camera because it's kind of expensive and is really hard to find. And apparently there's a reason for that. There's a reason you can buy an X-T5 or an X-T50, which are the closest cameras that I've been able to find that are sort of a direct comparison, or that are real similar to this. It's really nice. So now you know. Fuck. It's funny. A little bit of coffee. Sploosh. And why, yes, I did get a pumpkin chai with espresso. I'm a basic white girl, what can I say? It's the beer that gives me away. That is not bad. Remove all the signs in post. Change the color of the one light bulb that's wrong. That shit drives me nuts. Boom. Love it. In fact, shall we? Vertical, probably? Yeah, that's more like it. I started to snow a little bit out here, which is very pretty. But I think I've got something that I can print. God, I love that sound. So, what I reckon we ought to do, that's kind of a cool shot, actually. There we go. Is cruise back to the lab, download some stuff, edit some stuff. Okay, take my very wet little camera, dry it off a little bit. Oh, another catalog upgrade. Lightroom, why can't you just be easier to use? I'm not gonna make you watch this, it's stupid. And we'll see what we see when I come up with everything, or as I'm going, if I notice what's going on with the camera, something that I like or don't like, then we'll do that. Lightroom did not import my images in the same order that I shot them. I've noticed this happening with several of my Fuji cameras specifically. So it imports them and renames them because I have a rename set on import. And it renamed them like randomly. So frame number 100 and whatever became frame number 1. It's like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Also, can we talk about how nice cameras ship from the factory set to shoot JPEG by default? Why? Nobody, like, you buy a Z9 and it will come from the factory set to shoot JPEG. You buy this Fuji X100VI, and since you've been shooting film a lot recently, you don't realize that you have to set it to shoot RAW and JPEG by default. I mean, maybe you would figure that out. I shot JPEG for these 168 frames, and honestly, they look quite good, but it's gonna limit me in terms of what I'm gonna be able to do in edit. Being dumb is hard. I do have 22 images that I kept, and I'm gonna cull this down a little bit and do a basic edit, and we'll see how many of those I think might possibly be worth looking at printing. So first round of edits is done, and then I'll just go through and I'll do like basic contrast, color, crop, and we'll see where we end up. So that was whatever, a half hour of editing, and I have 8 photos, some of which are multiple versions, that I don't absolutely loathe. So we'll just look at them real quick and in order of how they were shot. Here's this bad boy. He's kind of cool. I like him. This one, I don't know. Really, this is just a tribute to how fast I was able to just like raise and snap because it's a rangefinder and it was easy. That's a photo I want to like, but this is really more my speed. So this is kind of close to how I shot it. And when I was shooting it, I was like, man, I wish this was nighttime. So I just like tried to make it closer to nighttime, like dusk, like, I don't know. A real man would probably blur the sky out, but I don't hate this one. Like as if the clouds were moving, and then that would give me much more of a, nighttime looking vibes. This, I'm definitely gonna print, because, I mean, come on, duh. That's very autumnal, but I think I'm gonna print black and white today, so that's out. This is kind of the vibe that I was feeling while I was there, and actually this one looks much better in like a warmer, lower contrast kind of piezography setting. So there's the original and there's with just a soft proof. So I'm gonna print this one full warm in piezography and see how that goes. And then this guy at the coffee shop was vibing, and he will also look good in a lower contrast process. So it's like this one, definitely this one, and probably this one. To make things a little more interesting, I just discovered this cool pack of kanji paper that I got in 2019. It's inkjet paper from Korea, and it's got these totally crazy textures. Like, I don't know if you can see the texture of this paper. Like, that's nuts. Who would print on that? Me. And I'm pretty sure I could print on both sides of this because the other side is mostly smooth and normal. Out of roll paper. So I'll do a quick nozzle check on this and then run a little normal-ish. I mean, you know, as normal as this can be. Should be fun. That is so trippy. Now this is not usually the kind of paper that I would use. This is an ink set that I would normally use, right? The Piezography Pro ink set is actually doing a phenomenal job with tree detail, even though it's a JPEG. But that is pretty darn cool. I am pretty stoked on that. Is it perfect? No. Is it fun? Absolutely. And sometimes that is the whole point. Just take pictures and make prints and have fun, because why not? So there's our first print. So we'll pull that out and we'll stick a new image in there. TIFFs. Let's see, what should we print? Where's that car photo? There's a car photo. Rotate that. I think 10 inches is a good starting size. And then I'm gonna do a slightly different paper. I have several here to choose from, but I think that particular texture is a little far for like a car. So I'm gonna do something that's a little less aggressive. It's textured, but it's not like so obviously textured. So we'll try that, just because we can. So you gotta lower that, and lower that. And we'll run this print. Run, print, QTR. I'm gonna stick with my 75% warm. I think that totally vibes for this. And then of course, here's the classic won't clear from printer Q, Epson/Apple. What the hell? Remove that and it will print. I hope. printer is not offline. This is a lie. Boop, 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 boop. There she goes. Again, none of this is fine art. It's just making prints and being creative and active and doing the thing because we can. And yes, I'm playing with a new camera. And that is a good excuse to do this. And sometimes, listen, you know, gear acquisition syndrome is a whole thing. So if you're gonna buy new gear all the time and use that as your excuse to like test gear and whatever, great. As long as you're out making work and doing the photography, just, you know, that's awesome. Whatever works for you. I traditionally have been a fan of like, don't buy gear because it drives me nuts and people buy gear and just test. But sometimes you gotta succumb, man. Sometimes you gotta make it interesting again. So, I'll make a couple more prints. We'll put these bad boys up and see how my day looks in print. It's so hard to do with one hand. Cool. Oh, nice. So it turns out this paper is double-sided and you can print on either the smooth side or the crazy side. I ran this one on the smooth side. That looks pretty good. Can we just pause for a second and admire the detail that Piezography will give us? Because holy moly, these are stupid sharp. There you go. I'm not like sponsored or anything, but I know I'm going to get questions. So that's the words for this paper. And that is what my little photo walk in print looks like. And just like, bloop. Let's admire some of the detail because this is just insane. Piezography is so cool. I mean, sheesh. Now, a lot of what we're seeing in some of these spots is either the grain that was applied, courtesy of the Fuji, or the texture of the paper. Like this is all paper texture, right? That's not actually in the image. This is a smooth painted surface, but it lends itself really well to showing off this detail. So cool. I feel really good about this. In fact, I feel really good about going out and taking pictures and being out in the cold and exploring the world and just getting off my butt for the day. So please consider this a, I don't know, encouragement, recommendation, challenge to get off your phone and grab a camera and go take pictures and make a print or two, just because you can. Thanks for joining me in today's very strange impromptu experience. See you in the next one, whenever that happens to be.